Hi everyone, this is Wei. So I'm working with Mia Chen on Data 607 final projects. In this final projects, we want to explore the relationship between customer reviews and sanitary ratings. Our data sources mainly coming from two parts. One is the NYC Open Restaurant data set, and another one is using the Yelp API for customer reviews. So first of all, I used the R Scorata as the library to acquire the NYC restaurant open data. So this is an API call from the NYC Open Data Set website. Here is the glimpse of or restaurant open data set. You can see the restaurant location and its sanitary informations. We tidy up, do some transformation on the data sets by transforming the data to the timestamp columns. And then we use the Yelp Fusion API to acquire all of the NYC restaurant information. So this R Markdown describes how we use the Fusion API to acquire the restaurant information. Um, so first of all, the thinking logic of using this Fusion API is to first of all acquire the unique restaurant phone number and use that as an input to call the Fusion API, and then acquire the restaurant um, detailed information about their ratings, their price range, something like that. So by acquiring the unique phone number from the open data set, we can get 27,000 unique phone numbers. And then you need to acquire the Yelp API key. It is to be weird. For each API key credential, you can only call 5,000 times API each day. So to acquire the 27,000 business detail at once, you will need at least 6 API credentials to do that. And then after you acquire those 6 API credentials, you will need to design a for loop to use phone number as an input, call Fusion APIs, and save the return values in a data frame. And then when all of the data has been collected in a memory, you will need to save that data into CSV in the folders. Now the Yelp business data are ready in CSVs. Here, um, we will need to read the data from the from the CSV folders. So coming from 6 different CSV files, and then you need to combine all this 6 CSV file into one data frame. Here is the glimpse of the Yelp business data frame. You can see the business ID, ratings, review count, let long, and price informations. And then you will need to do train the Yelp business data frames phone column by removing the +1 from the head, and use that as a key to merge with the NYC open data. So here is the open after the merge, how the data frame looks like. You can get the sanitary information, business rating information at one time. See in one image. Now it comes to the analysis part. We do a statistical summary of Yelp customer ratings. The median is 3.5, the mean is 3.518. It's very close to each other. So you can see this is normally distributed distribution. Now it comes to the visualizations. Using Google Map to do this to show the density of restaurant within NYC. Here we can see for the midtown and downtown of Manhattan, it has the highest density of restaurant. In terms of violation scores, we can see that from this box plot, the lower violation scores lead to better scores from the box plot. A few outliers for grade A restaurant which have high violation scores. Yelp review rating distribution by inspection scores. Here we can see, interestingly, Yelp ratings have most identical average and spreads among all grades. When we look into the Yelp rating critical versus non-critical conditions, uh, so here we can see the critical conditions does not seem to affect the rating of restaurants. Next, we would like to see more information about the pricing versus inspection grades. In this chart, we can see that expensive restaurant seems to have better inspection grades. Now comes the conclusion. Approximately 83% of the restaurant receive an inspection grades of A. Most of them receive a grade of A. The average rating of Yelp customer is 3.518 and median 3.5 on a scale from 1 to 5. And third conclusion, which is the main conclusion, is that the bad grades and critical condition flagged by the Department of Health does not seem to affect the rating of restaurant. That being said, a Yelp customer's review is not likely affected by the cleanliness and safety of a restaurant.